알베르트, 아인슈타인, 명언, 영어로, 배우기.
Albert Einstein 1879–1955 German scientist. Theory of relativity. Albert Einstein's most notable achievement was the development of the theory of relativity, which revolutionized our understanding of space, time, and gravity. In 1905, he introduced the special theory of relativity, which showed that time and space are interconnected and relative to an observer's perspective. In 1915, he formulated the general theory of relativity, demonstrating that gravity arises from the curvature of spacetime by massive objects. This theory has been confirmed through various experiments and observations, solidifying Einstein's status as one of the greatest scientists in history. Let's hear Albert Einstein's famous quotes.
Learn from yesterday. Live for today. Hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the former.
This famous saying by Albert Einstein is a humorous reflection on human behavior and the vastness of the universe. Einstein is suggesting that he believes the universe is infinite, but he expresses uncertainty about whether human stupidity is truly limitless. This statement is often interpreted as a witty commentary on the potential for human ignorance and foolishness, contrasting it with the boundless expanse of the cosmos.
Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one.
Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. I think and think for months and years. 99 times. The conclusion is false. The 100th time I am right. The only source of knowledge is experience. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Einstein's original quote suggests that if there were to be a World War III, it would likely involve incredibly destructive and advanced weaponry. The implication is that such a war could be so devastating that it might lead to the collapse of civilization and technology. In the aftermath, humanity might regress to a primitive state where people have to use simple tools like sticks and stones as weapons, implying that there might not be much left after such a catastrophic conflict.
You can't blame gravity for falling in love. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge.
Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas.
Intellectuals solve problems. Geniuses prevent them. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. A question that sometimes drives me hazy. Am I or are the others crazy? He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion, to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? When the solution is simple, God is answering. The environment is everything that isn't me. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Reading, after a certain age, diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking.
We still do not know 1,000th of 1% of what nature has revealed to us. In matters of truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems, for issues concerning the treatment of people are all the same. The distinction between the past, present and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. Whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater.
This sentence means that Albert Einstein, in his famous saying, is reassuring someone not to be concerned about their struggles with mathematics because his own difficulties in the subject are even more significant. Essentially, he is trying to encourage and comfort the person by implying that struggling with math is common, even for someone as renowned as himself.
Imagination is more important than knowledge. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person.
This sentence suggests that Albert Einstein's famous saying implies that true mastery in any endeavor requires complete dedication and devotion. To become a master at something, one must commit their entire strength and soul to the cause. It emphasizes that achieving mastery demands one's full and unwavering effort, and is not something that can be achieved casually or with only partial commitment.
오늘도 행복한 하루 보내세요. 유튜브에서 파요영어 검색으로 다른 주제 동영상도 살펴주세요. 감사합니다.